was before Terra Nova?
Oh, cylinder?
A cylinder?
Wasn't there? There was, I think there was like a
A rectangular prism?
Yeah, that was it.
This is a while ago. I'm stretching your guys' memory.
And something with triangular.
There you go. And one more, triangular prism. Suppose these ones should be dashed. All right, and we're finding the volume. So, what was the formula? So the first thing that you needed to do was find the area of the base. So for finding the volume of any shape, first you need to find the area of the base. So what's the area of the first, what's the shape of the first symbol here, the cylinder? What base would it have?
Circle.
So what's the area of a circle?
Pi squared.
Pi r squared. And what's r stand for?
Radius.
The radius. Very good. Alright, and the only difference between the area and the volume is you're multiplying it by the height. So this is your radius here. And this is your height. Alright, how about what is the shape of this, the base of this figure? A square or maybe a rectangle? We're not sure yet. It's not labeled. So what is the formula for the area of the base of this figure? Base of the square. Base times height, or maybe length times width? I'm going to say length times width right now. So, and then in order to make it to a volume, all you have to do is multiply it by the height. All right, and last one, a triangular prism. The base of the shape is a triangle. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 of the base times the height. And that's just the area. You also have to find the volume. You have to multiply it by the height of the figure. So I'm going to have that be a capital H. So, well, it's a lowercase h, but you just have to know that there is two different formulas here. So you can have, this is the height. You need to use this height, the height of the triangle, in order to find the area of the triangle. And then after that, you have to multiply it by the area of the figure. All right, so let's practice. So I'm going to erase these formulas, but you have them on your paper. If I had the radius of this circle be 6 and the height to be 10, we need units. How about inches? Units are important. So, what would you have to do first? So first you need to find the base as a circle. So it's going to be pi r. What's r? So in this case, it's a 6 squared, and then times the height, which is 10. All right, you have your calculator, or maybe you know. 6 squared.
I just had a question about pi. Do we use 3.14 or?
Yes, we will be using 2.14. All right, so 6 squared.
36.
I'm using not a whiteboard marker. I have red marker. I got it. All right, and then 36 times 10. It doesn't matter which order you do it in because it's the commutative property. So pi times 360. All right, and then plug it into your calculator. What do you have as the answer?
1,130.4.
Can you say that again, Riley?
1,130.4.
1,130.4. And good? What is about the units?
Would you like inches?
Inches cubed.
Inches cubed.
Your number's wrong.
Hmm?
It's 1,000.
Zero. A zero.
Oh, I'm missing a zero
Yeah.
right here. There we go. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
All right, let's do the next one. If the dimensions on this is 7 about feet by 6 feet, so it's not a cube anymore, now it's a rectangular prism. And the height of about 12. You could continue writing on your drill book if you want. Alright, so the volume formula would be the length times the width times the height. So what's our length going to be? Times 6 times 12. Right. You have 504. Can you guys turn your name tags so that they're facing you? Thank you, Mackenzie. And what would the units be? Cubed. Very good. Feet cubed. All right, and the last one. How about flat? I'll say that the height of this triangle is 2. The base here is going to be 6. How about yards? And the height of the prism will be 8. I'll give you a second to do the problem on your own. The first step, you need to find the area of the base of the figure. Alright, so our volume formula, we plugged in the numbers. We need the area of this triangle. What was that again? Alright, and their base is 6, and the height is 2. And multiply by the whole height of the figure is 8. Alright, so 6 times 2 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. Times 8, 48. So our volume equals 48
Yards cubed.
yards cubed. Alright, so I'm going to write the steps that you need to do over here. The first step is you find the area of the base of your figure, and the base is the capital B. On your formula sheet there was a mistake that the volume and the area were the same for a triangle and a triangular prism. So I corrected it to be a capital B. Does everybody have that correction on their paper? It should be a capital B. So for a triangular prism, there should be a capital B. It should be 1/2 times capital B with a lowercase h. So find the area of the base of the shape figure. Second step is you need to multiply that area by the height. And we have a third step that I will be for the next figure, yeah?
For the triangle or prism, I know you said capital B, but it says half times base times height.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you,
So since it's all multiplication, so what it means by the half times the base times the height here is half. And the base of this figure is a triangle, which is this base times height. And the height of the figure is that one. So in here, you'd have to plug in which shape you're using. So since this is a triangle, you need to have a lowercase b, that's this base, and by the height, which is 2.
but when you have to have that, since the triangles have
I couldn't hear you.
triangle area equals half times base times height.
Right.
So when you use half 2 times.
No, you'd only need the half once. I see what you mean, that the parentheses should be on this side.
Well, I'm confused because it says for the base, the base is the area of the triangle, right?
Right,
So, and it says half times base times height, which would be the big B, right?
right.
And then
So,
it says triangular prism, volume equals half times base times height, so when you use half.
yeah, I understand how you're confused, and it's not written very well on the formula sheet. So if you want, you can correct it saying,
Just not.
yeah, you find the base, and then you multiply it by the base of the figure is a triangle. Yes,
So you
Sawyer?
can write it as volume equals half base times height times height. Is that how it's written?
Yes. I'm gonna write on the board again. So the capital B is the base of the figure. So in the volume of finding this, you're not gonna find the area of the triangle, which happens to be the base times the height divided by 2. And then we times it by the height, you're not gonna have to divide it by 2 again.
Okay.
You only divide it by 2 once. You're right. Do I have any more questions? Does everybody feel confident about finding the volume of these 3 figures?
Yeah.
Yeah? You feel confident? All right, I'll have one more thing to show you, and then I'm going to give you a pop quiz.
What?
Yeah. All right, I have one more thing to show you. In a triangle, in a right triangle, what is the altitude, or what is the height? If I had maybe 3, 4, 5, what would I use as the height of this triangle? Yes?
4.
4. So if in your mind you shifted it so that it was like this, 4, 3, 5, then this would be your base and that would be your height. If you shifted it the other way, that this was your base and that's your height, that's okay. But you wouldn't want 5 as your base. Do you know what what this side is called? Evan?
Hypotenuse.
The hypotenuse, you're right. This side is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is not going to be part of finding the area of this figure. So in this pop quiz, you might be given more information than you need. So you need to just be careful to use the right numbers. All right, so you can use the screen formula sheet, but I want you to close your notebooks.